Welcome to yet another edition of CETV. This time around, we're giving heavy focus to the Import and Performance Nationals, a show that starts tomorrow. You can see behind me at the fairgrounds, High Peak Tent Rental. They're here. They're putting together the club tents, and we have some vendors that are loading in. The weather's beautiful, and that's going to pretty much be the case throughout the entire weekend for the 1,500 plus cars that are going to be part of the show field and for the thousands of guests. And I'll bring in the guys that are responsible for the show. Ken Appel over here on my left, Ed Buzeski over here on my right. And guys, with the show getting underway tomorrow, certainly the registration numbers are looking really good. The weather's not too bad. Ed, what are some highlights that people can expect as the event gets underway tomorrow?
Well, in addition to all the cars rolling in and the vendors that'll be here by then, we've got a full show field. I think one of the coolest things that we just worked out, we actually have an engineer coming from Honda/Acura. He's going to drive out here in a new NSX, and we're going to put that in the building. That'll be here on Saturday only, but he'll be here and he's going to want to talk to people and get some feedback, and he's going to do a couple Q&A sessions for the folks.
And speaking of the sessions, the seminars, there is one important announcement we want to share with some folks. We had some cancellations due to illness. Can you share what that is?
Just basically one of our prime seminar presenters has a family health issue that he needs to take care of, which we totally understand. And he was also going to be the ride for the other main seminar presenter, both coming from Michigan, and it's just not going to work out for them this year. But we wish them and their families the best, and we'll have them back next year for sure.
Ken, on the performance side, the Nico Fest tent is up near the Turnpike on the north side of the grounds. That's just one of the cool elements for the performance crowd. What else can people expect?
Well, we've got Nico Club, which is doing autocross and drifting. That's going to be fun this weekend because for the first time in a long time, it's not going to be wet back there. So it's going to be sunny. We're looking at a packed registration for back there. We also have the rolling exhaust contest over by the Gate 6 area, which is where you'll find a lot of the former PNS clubs. For this year's show. That's always a fun one. Sign up early for that. It does fill up quickly. Usually it's filled up by Saturday morning, if not Friday afternoon. So if you're looking to participate in that, please sign up in guest services if you want to get in there. There's some great cars that we know are coming for that. We've got a Porsche. We've got some stuff from the former Import and Kit crowd that's going to participate in that contest. We also have the low car limbo at the stage at 1 o'clock on Saturday, which is always a great blending of the two shows. One addition for that this year is we're going to allow people to clown car it up, per se, and pack as many people as they safely can in the vehicles. Like if you're static, for example, as far as suspension goes, you can pile in as many people as you can fit to get your car a little bit lower and potentially maybe win the contest.
Now, everybody will have to sign the waiver that's getting in a vehicle, and there's going to be some judgment calls with regards to that. If you have a pickup truck, we're not going to let people get in the back of a pickup truck, the open back of a truck. And I think we decided that if there is a tie, you're going to get out of your car and you're going to do a physical limbo against the other guy. So those are just some of the competitions, Burnout and Beauty, and like Ken said, you'll want to go to guest services and sign up. And the Nico guys, they handle the autocross and the drifting, and there's certainly a lot of people back there drifting, but autocross for this crowd is a big deal too, right, Ed?
Absolutely, and it has been for probably 20 years or so now. That's one of the parts that we were able to carry over from the old show. So now both guys are back there autocrossing, and we're even seeing some of the old Import and Kit folks doing the drifting.
So we have the flags up, which means we're doing the passport deal again this year. In the event guide, which Ed actually has one of, you have a special page that has all the countries laid out. Remember, Korean cars are featured this year. So you'll go around to the different passport checkpoints and have the girls stamp your passport booklet. And you take it to guest services, you spin a prize wheel, and we have a nice array of prizes. Right, Ed?
Absolutely. We've got some local merchants again, local restaurants. Our friends from Classic Motorsports magazines have given us a couple subscriptions and T-shirts. We'll have some Carlisle Events merchandise, some Import and Performance National swag. We'll have a lot of stuff for everybody. And our collector pins back.
Ken, club-wise, I got a call from the New York Times on Monday, and they're doing a story on a Saab enthusiast who's coming to the show. And we know that the Saab guys bring a huge tent and a huge club turnout for the show. But the clubs are really a big part of this weekend.
Absolutely. We've got probably 20, 30-plus clubs that are just coming out to enjoy this weekend and build their communities up at the... It's a great weekend for the clubs to showcase their own vehicles as well as what their club means to their own community. The Citroen guys have some seminars lined up. As you mentioned, Nico Club is actually doing their autocross and drifting up on top of the hill. And then there's other clubs that are just coming to showcase their unique vehicles, whether it's from the modern modified side to the OE restored side that's on the traditional import side. So it's going to be a great weekend for clubs.
And you can get your tickets at CarlisleEvents.com, your walk-in gate passes. You can still call into the office and register your car, but starting tomorrow, you're going to want to go into Showfield registration to sign up. There's going to be a line. There's no way around it. You always wait until the last minute for this show, and in turn, you create a line at Showfield registration. But you get out, you have a good time. We're looking at, temps in the 70s on Saturday. We talked about the clubs, by the way, Ed. He mentioned the competitions amongst the clubs. We have the Toys for Tot Steel this year with the Renault Club again, right?
Absolutely. And a spoiler alert for next year. It looks like the Volvo clubs are finally going to band together and give Saab a run for their money, because we do get about as many Volvos as we do Saabs, but it's still going to be all Sweden. Where's everybody else?
All right, well, do you guys have anything else to add as we get ready for the show tomorrow?
Not really, but just come out, have a great time, and be safe driving here.
Ed, anything?
Looking forward to a great event. Can't stress enough how cool the invitational buildings are going to be. The supercar display has actually outgrown the building, so we'll have some cars outside. And the vehicles in Building T, I think we have an incredible array. It's going to be a good mix of everything. It's going to be a great weekend.
While we are getting ready for the Import and Performance Nationals this weekend at Carlisle, all of our minds are also looking forward to the world's largest all-Ford-themed weekend, the Carlisle Ford Nationals, presented by Meguiar's, June 2nd through the 4th. And I've kept Ken Appel around because he's the man responsible for the Ford show as well. And Ken, I think, first of all, we start with the sponsorship. Getting Meguiar's involved this year as a presenting sponsor, that's a pretty big deal.
Absolutely. Meguiar's has been a longtime supporter of Carlisle events, going way back with Bill and Chip. And it's a great opportunity to see Meguiar's here at the Ford show with a presenting sponsorship, as well as all that they do for us at the Ford show and for all of our shows across the entire season.
Now, we'll talk a lot about the Ford show in the coming weeks. We'll keep this kind of quick, but there's a lot of great features coming to the show, from the GT to the GT500 to the brand new Mustang being on display at the Ford at the Carlisle Expo Center via the Ford Ride and Drive experience. But we've booked some special guests, which I think you might want to know about. Ken's got the details on some of the names that you can meet at this year's show.
So first off, that we just are about to announce, hopefully this weekend, is Rutledge Wood. Rutledge Wood of the NASCAR fame is coming in with our friends at eBay Motors. He'll be on the Midway. He'll be doing some autograph sessions. Also, before the Burnout Contest, he's going to talk to you here in the Burnout Pit as you're up in the Burnout grandstands, and have a little bit of info for you about a project he's got coming up for SEMA with a pretty cool 67 Ford Mustang that he's going to be buying some parts for from some eBay power sellers across the country as he visits different automotive swap meets, and they're going to assemble it and they're going to auction off at SEMA. Another special guest is Chuck Cantwell and Tom Scarpello with the GT500 anniversary. We also have Dean McCann with the ENF Code reunion. He's basically Mr. Factory Supercharger for Ford back in the 50s, and you'll see him down in that building. He's also going to have some great seminars about the Battlebird program, factory superchargers in the 50s with Ford, and we also have the Batmobile coming, so maybe not so much a special guest person, but a special guest vehicle. You'll find that in the Lincoln tent. You'll be able to get in it and basically have a picture taken with it. There's a fee that applies depending on what you do with that. We also have Cougar One coming, and we have just a really great array of some really special cars that are going to be coming for all the different things, as well as your car on the show field. Everybody's car is pretty special out on the show field, as you, the owner, knows.
Well, and I just checked the registration numbers for this year's Ford show, and we're at 2,500 plus registered now, with about 3 weeks to go until show weekend. So be sure to get involved. You can register online still at CarlisleEvents.com. You can call our office at 717-243-7855. The Downtown Carlisle Parade and Street Party is accepting registrations here at the show. You stop in and guest services, burnouts, beauty, you have the product installs, the test drives at the Expo Center with Ford, and I mentioned just quickly that the new Mustang was going to be here, but share a little bit about that.
Yeah, we just locked it in. The new 2018 Mustang is going to be here. It's going to be one of the first spots you'll be able to see it at an enthusiast event in the country. So Ford's not only going to have it on display, they're going to drive it over here, and they're actually going to do some vehicle walkarounds one on Friday in the afternoon, and then one right before the Burnout contest here in the Burnout pit. So it's going to be pretty cool. Maybe we'll get to see them do a Burnout in it. So
yeah, we'll try and encourage them. Now, last year when they brought the GT, it was just a display model. It did not move from the Expo Center, but like he said, the 2018 Mustang will drive between the Expo Center and the fairgrounds. You can learn all about it. You can meet the minds behind the machines, and I mean the club outreach that happens here with Wally Hagan. He's going to be here. You're going to have all the friendly faces, the familiar faces that you know from Ford are going to come and hang out, and we can't wait to have you here as well. Ken, thank you very much. We will talk again soon, and good luck this weekend with the Import and Performance Nationals. Again, CarlisleEvents.com for all the details on our shows, how to get tickets, become a vendor, and more. Until the next time we meet at CETV, I'm Mike the PR Guy, and I'll see you at the show.